Hey everybody, welcome to my home. My name is Becky. I am so excited that you're here today. I'm going to do a quick intro because when I started filming this video, I did not do one. I forgot and I just went straight to working. But what we're doing today is a quick little project. Well, what I thought was going to be a quick little project, a one-day project, turned into a little bit more because we ran into a couple complications, but everything turned out great in the end. But it's a Halloween project that I want to share with you that David and I did together for our front yard. Okay, we're doing a project that I'm very excited about. I have no makeup on and I have not brushed my hair, but we're working and it's okay. So I'm not going to do a full tutorial on this because this is not my project. This is a project that I saw online. I purchased the pattern off of Etsy. I will link everything if you're interested, but I'll give you the gist of it. So let me turn the camera around. So David and I went yesterday to Home Depot and we bought 2 pieces of plywood, and I'm hoping 2 pieces is going to be enough. I feel like it is. The one, if you can't tell, this is the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. The one pattern of Winnie is kind of wide, so I allotted 1 sheet just for her, and then I'm going to do the other 2 on the same sheet. But I bought the pattern on Etsy. Essentially what you do is you print out 24 sheets and then you just piece it together like a puzzle and tape it together. So I did these last night. I had absolutely no problem piecing them together. They come out in order and you can do them anywhere from 1 foot to 8 feet. When you purchase the pattern on Etsy, they give you all of the downloads so you can do any size you want. I did mine 5 feet. So that's where we're going to start. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tracing paper and I'm going to trace out my pattern on the plywood. So you can see that it was really easy for me to trace onto the wood using this paper. David had no problem seeing the lines to cut them out. It just went right on like butter, and it worked fine. I had that paper for a while. You can buy it at Office Depot or Walmart or anywhere that sells office supplies, but that piece right there actually folded out, and I think it was like, gosh, it's old, but it still worked and it did the job. It was just, I found it in my stash. I don't even know where it came from, but you can still purchase the single sheets. And thank goodness, you know, I was kind of expecting to have to cut these pieces out myself because isn't he cute? Because it was my project. It was something, my harebrained scheme that I wanted to do, but bless his heart, David jumped right in and grabbed that little saw and he cut out every single piece for me. I didn't even have to ask. He just did it. And I am so thankful that he did, because that was quite a labor intensive project actually. But this was a project that I really was happy and excited and really wanted to do so much, and he seen that, so he jumped out there and he helped me, and I was so grateful for that. And I will tell you that the paint that I'm using is, I wish I had bought the latex paint, but I bought the oil-based paint, and it did take just a little longer to dry. So like when you see us setting it up in the yard, it's still tacky, it's still wet. So, I mean, we were still able to touch it, but you could clearly see fingerprints in it. So I had to go back over it and paint over it. So if you happen to do this project yourself, I would probably get the latex paint. My thought process was that the oil base would hold up better outside. And it may hold up better outside, but it was just, I'm so impatient that I wanted to get those up immediately in my yard, and it was, you know, they were still a little wet. So there's what they're looking like so far. I'm still painting away here and doing my thing, and he's cutting out the last one, and you're gonna see it all put up here in just a second. So what he's doing is he's putting the stakes down first, and he put in 3 screws. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing with the camera there, I'm sorry. He put in 3 different screws for each one to hold it up. And let me tell you, when he puts it up, it's not coming back down. There is not a hurricane in the ocean that's gonna knock these things down, because they're in there for a while. He's gonna have to actually take them back up when it's all done. You can see how, I mean, he hammers that stake probably a good 1.5 feet into the ground. I'm sitting here and I'm watching it and I'm thinking he's gonna have to trim the top of that, but nope, it just keeps going down into the ground. And I couldn't believe how deep he hammered that thing in there. I guess I wasn't paying attention at the time. I just knew my project was coming along and I was excited, but God bless him. So here we are putting up our girls. They're all, aren't they beautiful? They're perfect. Oh gosh. If you could see my excitement at this time, or feel my excitement, oh gosh. And I still look at them and just smile. And for your entertainment pleasure, I'm going to be doing a little ditty here. And I am showing my ignorance in front of the whole neighborhood, but that is okay, because that's just how excited I was. Going for the dip, going for the turn. There you go. All right, I'm driving in my neighborhood. I'm completely safe. I'm driving like 5 miles per hour, so it's okay. But I'm going to Walmart to get my lights. I was in Walmart the other day and I saw that they had some in the Halloween section, but I didn't pick them up. I didn't even look to see if the Christmas stuff was out yet, because I got to thinking it would probably be easier to find these lights that I need in the Christmas section. So I'm hoping that they have them. I haven't even looked to see, so I'm not really sure. Excuse me. But there are a few things in this world that would drag me to Walmart on a Saturday, but the prospect of putting my beautiful Hocus Pocus ladies out for display, so that is probably one of the few things in this world that would get me to Walmart on a Saturday, but we're gonna do it. I had to go get us some lunch anyway. I'm gonna run by Chick-fil-A and get us a sandwich, so I needed to go get that, and Walmart's not far from there. So I'm gonna go in Walmart, I'm gonna risk my life, and I'm gonna see what I can find to put it all together. I'm almost done. I'm almost complete. I went ahead and got him to stake them up, because he has some things he wants to do and I don't want to take up his whole entire Saturday. So I went ahead and got him to do that, because I can't quite do that by myself. So this is him, that way he can help me. So all right, let's go. I got to get on the main road and we're going to go to Walmart. I'm regretting my decision to not brush my hair this morning. Oh dear. Okay. Walmart had their Christmas out, so I got 300 of each color, and I will tell you that I splurged a little bit and I spent the extra $20 and I got the LED kind, because I really think that the LED is going to illuminate from around the sides better than the incandescent. So if it was in my home, I would do incandescent, because I don't like the bright LED lights. But because it's outside, I went ahead and I paid the extra money. So it was an extra $20 to do LED as compared to the incandescent. Now, you could get by with about $30 worth of lights with the incandescent kind, but I spent about $50 for the LED. So I'm hoping when I get there and I start stapling them on that I can get by with 2 rows, and then I can bring 3 boxes back. So that's what I'm hoping for, but we're gonna find out. I'd rather have more than have to come back to this place again today. So let's try that. I'm gonna go get us some lunch, and then we're gonna go back to the house and finish up our project. All right, so this is probably the most tedious of the whole project. So David tried to help me in the beginning, but he just got frustrated because he kept stapling through the wires. So what we're doing is we're pulling one of the wires off and then just stapling that one, and that way we're not taking the risk of ruining the lights. And the other thing is, I'm going to be able to take back a majority of those lights because I did the whole Mary in one strand. It's going to take 2 for Winnie because she's so big, and I'm anticipating it only taking 1 for Sarah. So that's my neighbor. 14, 15, 16, 19. That's like $20 in lights, so that's substantially better than $50. So I'm going to be able to take $30 back, and I'm very happy about that. So I'm going to finish stapling. You know, it's funny, I say this is the most tedious of the jobs, but I wasn't the one who cut them out. David may argue that later, that that was more tedious than just the nailing lights up on the back of it. I just went through the cord, so I got to pull that out. It's easy to do, even with 1 wire. Goodness. I keep checking them to make sure I haven't ruined them when I do that, because I don't want to go through the whole process of putting on all these lights if they're not even working. So I guess I need to do that. Let's see, I've got my little drop cord here. That's the wrong side. Hold on. Yes, we're still good. We're still working. Okay, we are in business. So I'm just going to continue to staple these, and I will be back when it's all done. Makes you wonder how Clark Griswold did it, huh? So everything's put together. The only thing left to do is I've got little short extension cords going from each one, leading down to one central place, and then David had to step out for a few minutes, but when he gets back, he's got like a 3-way adapter, and then he'll plug them all in together. But let me show you what the front looks like. And I tell you what, I could not be more excited over something so silly. This just makes me so happy. I love it, and I cannot wait to see it tonight all lit up. And I will be sure to come back out here tonight and show you what it looks like when they're in all their glory. Well, my excitement was very short-lived. After sitting here waiting ever so anxiously for it to get dark so that I could go outside and see my beautiful witches in all their glory, I go out there and they're not shining, they're not glowing, they're not doing what the picture showed. So I did a little reading, and I realized that I should have read the instructions. I should have read the tutorial, and I did not. I just jumped right in the project, which is what I'm famous for doing, just jumping into something and not doing all my research. But this type of project, which is like a silhouette, of the witches, they need a wall to be next to, pretty close to, because the wall is what reflects the lights and makes the lights come around the silhouette and shine the way that the picture showed. And I'll put a picture down here in the corner of the inspiration picture and where I got my idea from, but it wasn't working, and I was so disappointed. So we had to go to plan B, and David was so sweet. He went back to Home Depot and he got another piece of plywood for me. I had enough plywood left over from the first project to where I could do one of the witches, but the other piece of plywood was going to do the other two. And what we did is we made a backsplash, I guess would be the best way to describe it, for each witch. And you're gonna see, we'll go to that clip here in a second, and you're gonna see what we did. So this is the plywood that David went back and picked up for me, and he was just cutting it down to a smaller, more manageable size that we could use. This is the idea. What we did was we did a little curve on the top so that it actually looked like it was intentional instead of an accident or an afterthought trying to fix a mistake that we made. And I made the decision that I was going to color, or not color, but paint each backsplash the color of the lights that I had on the witches. So I painted a red one, a green one, and a purple one. And I don't know if that was the right choice. You'll have to let me know. But I think they turned out great. And you can kind of see here where the green is kind of shining out along the back. And there I am with the red. It just, they're glorious. They're absolutely glorious, and I am in love with them, and I'm so excited that we did this ourselves. We made it all ourselves. No, it was not my idea. I did get it off of Pinterest or somewhere in the World Wide Web, but we did this, and I love it. And there it is at night. I actually did end up adding a cauldron out front. I couldn't find a big cauldron, so I used the one from my Hocus Pocus party last year. It's on the small side though. All right, everybody, that is all I have for you for today. I sure hope you enjoyed this little project that David and I did. It certainly was a labor of love. We have been busy little bees. We actually have a whole front yard decorated. We have done several projects, and I am going to share them with you. We're not going to do tutorials on them, but I'm going to share with you what the front yard looks like, because it has been over a process of many, many days. We have to do it when we have, you know, a little time off, a day off, or a weekend, so it's kind of hard to film all of that, but we have a sweet little front yard fixed, and it is all for the nephews and the nieces, because at the end of the day, it's all for them. I want them to look back on their childhood memories and remember Aunt Becky and Uncle David's house as being the most magical place at Halloween. I want all their memories to be beautiful and full of just magic and wonder, and just having the best memories of the best times that they had here. That is all I ask for. I just want them to remember us that way. So until next time, I love you all, and I'll see you later. Bye.